It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Do you have any of your friends calling you kitties? You know who you are. Okay, kids, kitties. Got a little bit of music playing in the background. Welcome to Let's Talk Tridactyls. I am your host, former archaeologist, former paleotech, and museum educator, Ed Casas. I do happen to have a degree in anthropology, which helps when doing legit archaeology. How's that music level? Let's put our chat up. We're going to put our chat up so people can see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Let's go through the chat. Welcome, everybody. It's our weekly show. Let's talk Tridactyls. Be consistent in whatever you do, people. Show up at the same freaking time. Our time slot, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time currently. That's to replicate the show In Search Of that I used to watch Sunday nights. Sunday nights is good television to me. At least it used to be. That's Skywatch saying, hello, Ed. Remember Skywatch? I'd like to give you your head personally. I'm having troubles actually building some. For every one I make well, I destroy two. And then I bury it in the garden for someone to find for future archaeologists. Hit the like sub, says Sky. I never do that. I never plug. You know, I don't invite friends and family to my events. I put the ad out there for other people to see. Jared Rosenthal, I have your head ready to go. Sky, I'll probably, again, give you yours in person. Gears, haven't seen you in a while. We owe you some head. Good Josephine Tridactyl model skull going out to you. Gone, no more music. You don't hear it at all. That's how low it is. I can hear it on my headphones, so it must still be existing, I'm imagining. So, how's my focus? It's hard to tell. Maybe I need a better camera. I don't know. I know I need a better office chair. It's all crackly looking and squeaky, like me. Crackly looking and squeaky. Okay, so I think with some serious business first, and I guess I do have to turn off the music anyway because since it is in my ear, it is like, whew, ever talk and like hear your voice at the same time? I think they actually have that as some sort of torture device. So, anywho, serious business. We lost someone this week, important to many of us. Outspoken despite the odds against him, a trailblazer. And that is arguably one of the best living men in the business was Jeff Meldrum. And he was a just real, I like his style. He always brought credibility to I feel like the phenomenon. I'm a Bigfoot fan. In fact, we speak of Bigfoot and we speak of In Search Of. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Patterson video. And it was only recently that I saw in the Patterson video, just recent years, the that thigh muscle when the leg hits the ground is something else. You would need a complex costume of like some sort of stretched fabric with like individual hairs sewn into it, I think, to pull that off. So, you know, Patty got me into anthropology. It wasn't really Indiana Jones, as a lot of people think. And I never went into anthropology to become an archaeologist. I did it to have a cool background to teach history, to be honest. And now I think we can start connecting both this phenomenon and probably the Loch Ness Monster phenomenon too, considering all the marine serpentine analogies. So who knows? A tridactyl head sticking out of the water with one of those necks would make a great Nessie. And then, of course, I don't know why we don't have more Bigfoot fans following tridactyls, because looking at the DNA, Maria is a hybrid of multiple species, as we likely are ourselves, and maybe descendants of these beings. We got a chat coming through. And yeah, it's been heartbreaking. All right. So what else we got to say? So we got important stuff to talk about, and I feel like we had some fun stuff to talk about. So this week, I don't know if you guys know, September 8th is Star Trek Day, and it was the 59th anniversary. So hopefully there'll be a big party next year, 60th anniversary for Star Trek. And we got a special Star Trek connection. Lauren says she loves Bigfoot. Yeah, buddy. I have this idea for a crime fighting team. Yeah, I mean, well, again, with Maria, and again, Jared, I plan to mail your skull tomorrow. With Maria, she has that DNA. She has the elongated skull, right? And how many of the specimens in the Paracas skulls have reddish brown hair as well? So, you know, Bigfoot might just be one of the many experiments who got away. And I just went, you know, I thought it'd be funny to have like some voiceover work of like somebody breathing, and you have like two pilots talking. We got him. We're closing in. We're closing in. And like the spotlight closes in, and it's Bigfoot. And then the two voices are two, you know, aliens capturing Bigfoot. Or another fun thing would be a Hanna-Barbera show starring Bigfoot, Nessie, and some Tridactyls. What do you think? So yes, September 8th is Star Trek Day. But more important to all of us, of course, is that the 12th was Tridactyl Day, at least here in Mexico and the USA, because that was the day they showed the bodies to Congress, right? And my whole life took a different turn. That's why we're here, which also means that I am segueing into my third year of full-time research. So it's time to do some serious soul searching and figure out where I'm going with this at this point. So yeah, so September 8th, September 12th was Tridactyl Day. Last episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds came out this week. If anybody's following that, they had a big, actually it wasn't that big now I think about it. They had a few tales on the Gorn. I was hoping the Gorn was going to be a little bit more interesting. It was a week season, I think. Weaker compared to the other two. Oh, there he is. Hey, guess what, Gears? I don't know if you realize this, but you won a head. You won a Josephine head. Josephina head. Yes, I have heard about the asteroid space jelly, but kind of like the Burgosphere, I'm going to stay out of that. I'm going to stay out of that for now because I've got enough weird stuff to deal with, right? So did we cover everything that happened this week of grand importance? I think so. Let's go ahead and no way. Yeah. You say no way, but you know what? You had ended up seeding that list pretty well. So yeah. So now I have to get back to the minds, the head making minds, because honestly, I suck at these things. I haven't made like a good one in so long. Even like just the ones. This one's good, but some of them just come out. So back to the drawing board. I will be making more of those. I still have plenty of the stuff. Someone just sent me a message within the social media world. Oh yeah, someone's saying thanks for the information while I'm in the show. Okay. So yeah, we got to get Gears. We got to get Gears' Josephina. That is a Josephina. Here it is right here. Currently, we're giving those away. What can we say about the Josephina skull? Of course, the big part of the constant companion theory is that the heart shape that you use every day on your emojis is actually brought to you by Tridactyls. Right. And people say, well, why do we call it the heart anyway? Why is that even a heart? And I always like to point out that if you hold it like this, boom, 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 that looks kind of like a heart. Yeah, Gears, make sure you text me your address, please. Thank you. So what else? We got important business because, I just put out a paper this week too. Was it this week or last week? Probably last week. So the important thing is I did put out a paper. It, it's okay. It's not the most sciencey paper out there. I did publish it at some open sources. It's trying to go over some of the unique morphology, specifically some of the stuff that I found, like the penial third eye, or is it a fourth eye? And now we're going to bring it all back to something even stranger. It's funny, I wrote that paper, but then things started making sense about the reproductive organs. Oh, there we go. We've got local South Florida actor there, the pun master. If I'll tell you what, if there was another Batman villain needed, the pun master is him. We're talking about a throbbing Josephina Tridactyl head, which, hold that thought, Sky, because there may be more truth there than you dare to imagine. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. Everybody came tonight because this is Children of the Wyrm. I'm sorry, I like to have fun with this stuff. This is some kooky, creepy science stuff, so why not have fun with it, right? All right, I can't really see the little, is there a smaller me? That's a bigger me. That's the smaller me. That's right. We'll work with this for now, and I'll move back to the... All right, so what do we got here? We've got Josephina up here. Up top. I'm sorry, it is not Josephina. I'm fired. Cut. Can we do another take on that, please? Thank you. That's Louisa up there. I don't have really good scans of Josephina. So we got good scans of Louisa. And Louisa is like Josephina, right? She's got the eggs. She's got the implant. You can see the implant up there, which who knows? Maybe that was just created as a entryway in and out of the body, or magnetic breasts to feed hybrids, some strange milk. Who knows? So we got Louisa. And can you guys tell me, let's play a little guessing game there. You tell me, who is this down here? Let's see. We'll wait for a chat to come in on that one. Oh, yeah. Nobody? Okay, so down below, should be able to tell it, that curved back there, that's actually Victoria. The purpose of this implants, we have no full theory, but again, it's on the egg bearers. Artemis has several down her front and one in the back. I suggest that those are due to these sort of breached births, without lack of a better term, these improper, perhaps hybrid births. Maybe these beings are supposed to be born in the saltwater lakes. And since they're not being born in the water, that might be part of the confusion. So, and then I don't know, they probably were alive when the diatomaceous earth was added. But you're asking about those, if the egg bearers have those and they're sort of in breast areas, I'm suggesting that perhaps there was a magnetic attachment, which there are Greek conical metal supplemental breasts in the archaeological record. So it's not a complete wild guess. So, nope, that is not Alberta. That's Victoria, because she's bent. She's bent here because she's she is sitting down. So many of you know about this canal for some time, or this duct, or this, I don't know what else you want to call it. We've talked about it for a while. It runs from the skull to the cloaca. From the skull to the cloaca. So we've talked about this, the cranio. We've been using coelomic, But really, a better term might be a gonadal duct, as in it is a sexual duct. So it's not an esophagus. It is not, it's not for the spinal column to run down. It is separate from the spinal column. Doesn't lead to a stomach. It's skull to cloaca. Okay, so what this seems to have parallels to, seems to be analogous to, sorry, one second. So what are we looking at? We're looking at this chamber. These are these, I guess, loculi. What else could we call them? Or follicular chambers, perhaps. They're essentially little ovary producing areas. So what I'm suggesting is that each of these areas produce eggs. And the older eggs will appear here. And the eggs, let's get in close. Develop more so outside of this duct. So we had suggested before that maybe this was like a juvenile amphibian trait. Let's see, who do we have here? Hang for the implant. But then why would the egg bearers only be the levitators then? Sexual duct. It's a I want to say a uterus. It is the canal of reproduction. So how interesting is this? That our other discovery, of the pineal gland up here, parietal pineal gland, there's a good chance that controlled the egg production within. So let's see if we can see perhaps, and we did take some pictures if we have to, but we may have some, and look at, there's that implant, by the way. So do we have possible development of eggs in these follicular chambers? And then again, the egg develops, and on Victoria, it seems like they are, I don't know, they were outside the chamber, but the other problem is that the brethren, which practice predation, right, are also probably eating the eggs too. So there's that. So we're back into Victoria now. I want to see if we could find, there were some eggs outside. I felt these follicular chambers. Okay, so let's look at some pictures, because what is this analogous to? Ba, 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 ba. We got something cool here. I thought I had that picture ready, Mr. Ed, but we don't have it. All right, let's go back to the downloads. Thank you all for coming. We're going to do a, oh yeah, we got the special, there's a special Star Trek surprise tonight. We are going to finally pull in the Tridactyls to the Star Trek universe once and for all. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right. So I just want to get some close-up pictures here of the possible eggs in the upper cells here. Or possible eggs in development. Okay, so here's with Victoria. This was interesting. It almost appears as though the eggs are already expelled in possible groups of 3. Okay, So what we've basically found out is, or at least I don't know if we've found out decidedly, but this seems to be a invertebrate parallel form of reproduction. Kind of like this worm picture here. Let's look at these nematodes. Check this out. Very similar. Okay, so this will help kind of, I think, make sense of this a bit. So it's likely not an exact parallel, but very similar. So we noticed that we had some eggs. Well, again, we suspected, nothing's definite, but they look like eggs. And it looks like they perhaps start their development and work their way down. There's no need for any sort of insemination, no fertilization. This is full, likely parthenogenesis. We can look deeper into that. And again, that parietal pineal gland with the parallel in cephalopods with their optic nerve dictating reproductive cycles, it's a great purpose for a pineal gland and for a sexual duct that meets in the cranium. And again, what is this analogous to? This is invertebrate behavior. This is full invertebrate behavior. You know, even the heart may play a different role in this because, and again, Miss Smith, I could be incorrect. There could still be insemination, but if we're talking parthenogenesis, which I suspected strictly from the myth, and then supported by the biologist Wrangel, who alluded to it, and if you know the monitors and the Komodo dragons, it just seems like that's going to be a natural thing for these. These things seem to be designed for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is breeding massive amounts of these beings. So we got the worm graphic. Just for fun, here's some Sicilians, I believe it's pronunciation. The great color there. So who knows? Were tridactyls themselves ground up into dye? All right. So that's really, really cool, if you ask me, that we have really come to a good, I think, sense of what these are. These are invertebrate parallel beings. So they're not only just proto-amphibians who are ancestors, the basal tetrapods, anything that's walked on land, that furcula predating the bird furcula, those gastralia stomach ribs predating crocodilian ribs, those hollow bones predating flight. Amphibians, metamorphosis, front limb development, parietal pineal glands. And I think we need to do a little more larva hunting, shall we? Because we feel like we have been finding some interesting things lately. So let's do that today. How are we doing on time? Looking good. We will be giving away a tridactyl head today, which means I will be 3 heads behind. Oh, you Lord. I have to start making them, or I'll have like a backup for Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Moving in. Let's go. What do we got here? What is that? So reflective things could just be tridactyls themselves. Could be a parietal pineal gland. It could be an egg. Random piece of metal. I don't know. Or just maybe that's just the tip of the bone. But we're here for being. So it's as though this area. Oh, I know what pictures we had too. This area here, it almost acts like a coral reef. So I don't know if these beings were meant to like be in this massive competitive environment together. But I'm going to try drawing tonight because people have been complaining that they can't really see all the time what I'm talking about. So this appears to be multiple tridactyl larvae in one section. And, you know, we found enough that, okay, so maybe maybe I'm wrong sometimes. It's possible. But we found enough that we're hoping that we're not entirely off. So we got this long serpentine body going back this way. And you know, if you know me, I actually hate doing the drawing stuff because then I feel like this is more sketchy than if I just say, you know, good luck, find it yourself. Let's see if we can put some eyes up there because the eyes are really what draws you to the beings. So is this two beings here? That's what it looks like to me. There's one on top of each other. Who knows? Maybe this one's eating that one. Right? So you have that one looking there. I think there's even some others in the picture. And again, if you don't believe this one, oh, here you go. These look like some eyes over here. That's possibly a limb here. And a head here. Yeah, you can see the arches here. Here comes the, draw this one a little bit in better for you, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, let's see. I see it. You can't really see it too well, though. Oops. Well, we can just save it. Okay. And again, you know, if you don't like that one, we got more. So we got these guys here. Let's see if this is a thing. I used to be able to just drag it right into my screen. I don't know why I'm having trouble with that now. So we made this today. And again, if we had to draw it, we got the two black eyes here. It's like a tadpole head eating down. Now, this one might actually have an arm, two arms coming out. Its head is looking to the side. Again, the black eyes. Let's go ahead and edit this for fun. Right. We got some eyes here. All right, so the head's kind of looking that way. It's a couple of arms. This one may be depicting, we may have caught possibly either spinal eminences or possibly some exterior lungs, not sure. And as odd as these legs look, you know, it goes along with the mythology. It goes along with, I feel like, depictions I've seen in the archaeological record. So again, I'm not worried about that. That could be exactly what we're seeing. Wow. So yeah, we got invertebrate parallels here. Eggs parthenogenesis. I don't know what else to say about that. Let's see. Any other questions or comments? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. You know, they've been here for hundreds of millions of years. I think they may have created several species. So, yeah, I mean, if you look at the ancient Chinese graphemes, the ancient letters and words, all the animals seem to be tridactyl. Now, is that because it was just easier to draw? Maybe. I sort of see that as they too were acknowledging the myth of it all. So what's fun about doing these things ourselves, you never know what's could show up on a scan. We do this together here. Could they actually get to that arm? Maybe. By burrowing through hollow bones and marrow. Is it possible? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't put it past them. And how many of these things are there? Have I convinced you that there are larvae in Louisa? Or have I not convinced you and you're still pareidolia? Right? Huh. Yeah, you know, they varied in vertebrae. So there's that. Each specimen. Oh, is it the vertebra? I'm sorry. Thinking of the ribs. I don't know what the vertebra is actually now that you mention it. Oh, well, let's talk about our great Star Trek connection. Thank you for the reminder, Gear, as always. Very useful. So, and it's funny that you were talking about the spine too. All right, guys, I think this is one of the big giveaways today, besides the fact that they almost have like a worm in the center of them, and that parietal pineal gland likely has something to do with this strange reproductive process. Some have eggs and some have larvae. So the larvae are coming from the eggs, and then they are moving through the body. So even like Victoria looks like she may even have possibly an egg in development. And I don't know if I can see it on this scan. I did see an earlier sort of a bump on her there. Yeah, so the larvae start here, and arguably could say they're not even larvae until they get out of that egg, as someone pointed out to me. So they're in the eggs here, which we can also see them. And the eggs are asynchronous development, and it's multiple eggs after multiple eggs. So it is almost like a system, a natural environment, it feels like to me, where it's self-replicating. All right, cool. Let's look at what we have for our fun. You guys, I hope you like this. Look at that. All right. We have got some cool vertebra here that create a delta symbol. How is that for our Star Trek reference? Are all symbols and shapes eventually coming from these beings? The heart shape, the ionic column, the fleur-de-lis, the paisley, numbers, letters. All right, let's get to giving away our next Tridactyl head. This is the first time I'm secretly hoping no one wins. I have to make them. So let's pull up our list. Whoa. That has created the infinity mirror there. That was cool. Don't try that at home, kids. Okay. And now I lost my control panel. There I am. All right. So let's start with the top here. And let's go down to Lauren. Lauren, why don't you pick a Strauss? Pick a number, Strauss. Pick a Strauss number. Get an extra number today, Lauren. How about Jane Smith? You want to pick a number and try to win a Tridactyl model head. And don't forget too, Mr. Rosenthal, that some have fetuses. Lord Strauss is going for 40. All right. How about Jane Smith? Jane Smith says 96. Hopefully Gears sent me his address. I got Mr. Rosenthal's. Hopefully Sky will get his in person. We can go to a bar near him called World of Beer. Anybody else out there? I think that's it for tonight. Wolf. Wolf 2164. You can pick a number, Wolf. Better late than never. Do me a favor, folks. If you do see my posts out there, definitely share those science papers, share those memes. Only if you believe it. If you're still skeptical, do not. And if you're still skeptical, oh, Mr. Andrew's here. Andrew, you two can pick a number from the list. Thanks for coming tonight. I know Andrew's competitive, likes to win. I apologize now because he's lucky. If he wins tonight. It's like some of you are here. Gears, I'll have to say Gears put in the time. You can see all those numbers that were his. Okay, let's see. We're holding on somebody to give you some numbers here. Wolf, no, you get another shot, buddy. Definitely go to tridactyls.com. That's me. I'm tridactyls.com. Tridactyls.org is the research site that came after, and before me was the-alien-project.com, where you can all interact with the scans yourself. I haven't even done that in a while. I used to go there at the beginning, but we've been so busy with stuff that I don't even go there anymore. Okay, Andrew's got number 15. Wolf, you get another number, buddy. 97. $2164. Okay, here we go. That's it. Those are the numbers for tonight. Let's get a roll going. Let's see, where is he? Good luck, everyone, from our past winner, Jared Rosenthal. Here we go. D100 coming at you live. That number is 97. Oh, my. Ain't that wild? That was the last number to come in from old buddy there. How do you like that? I'm on a roll. All right. And now I just go around here and I just... Wolf, please send me your address. And yes, and now I have a lot of Tridactyl heads to make. Because we have another winner. And that way we know also that those numbers will not be used even again. Problem will be later on, I'll end up rolling the numbers over and over again. You can see there's still some open spaces left. Those count, though. Those count. Wow. That was cool, Mr. Wolf. That was really wild, right? Last number to come in, 97. That was the number. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. All right, stay tuned. we'll try to nail down that reproduction a little bit better if we can, because it is interesting. Not really my forte, of course, but, and don't forget this wicked discovery of these the spinal columns have delta symbols in them. That's wild. A lot of had to give. All right, live long and prosper. Thanks for coming, for watching Let's Talk Tridactyls.